Okay, I pretty much had it. So, if you are at all squeamish, I advise you to turn this off right now. If you are a person who likes to watch those godforsaken Saw and Hostel movies, you can continue. Um, I get ingrown toenails. I don't like to talk about it. I'm embarrassed by it. I don't know why. It's not like I am a whore and I got ingrown toenails from it. Um, it's probably because I have bad posture. Thus my hips are out of whack, my knees are out of whack, my feet then become out of whack, and I walk, you know, strange, and my toenails grow into the side of my feet or whatever. Um, I don't have any money. I manage my money poorly, but I also don't have any extra money to go see a doctor. I used to previously take care of these by myself, primarily because they weren't terrible, and I wasn't too thrilled about the idea of going to a doctor and, possibly having him shoot lidocaine into my foot. And, I've only had one other experience with lidocaine, and it was put into a very sensitive spot, and, I burned like a motherfucker. So when I first started encountering this, I just kind of dealt with it on my own. Well, they've been increasingly, they're just way into my feet or whatever, and I've been dealing with them and trying to fix them, but I think it's just way beyond my control at this point. I'm still, trying to deal with it, but it's just at this point, am willing to cry uncle and go see a doctor, have him jack my foot with lidocaine, cut them out of my feet, and then I hear they can freeze them and they won't grow back or whatever. But when I hear people talking about national health care and why they don't want it and what they think it's going to mean and taxing and all of this other shit, I'm going to tell you something. If I had the opportunity to pay for private health insurance at a job out of my paycheck, and there was the possibility that maybe paying another extra $20 out of my check, I could spare someone what I'm about ready to show you, I would. So, here are some of the things. Now, I sterilize them with alcohol and whatnot. Here are some of the items that I'm using to deal with this. Tweezers. I'm trying to get it. This comes in handy for digging and pulling flesh, nails, skin. So tweezers. That's one of the items. You want me to get all hostile on your ass? A piece of dental equipment that has a hook on this end and a hook on this end. Also good for getting under things, getting into crevices and crooks, and digging and pulling. Sometimes getting pieces of skin and pulling them, or pieces of nail, finding the hard edges of nail that when I don't realize that a nail is fully embedded in skin, like it's much farther in than I realize, and I'm poking at skin and I touch something hard. I can do that with this and realize that it's a piece of nail. So just regular set of toenail, like they're supposed to be for ingrown toenails. See that? See how nice and sharp they are? Another pair of regular toenail clippers, but instead of clipping your toenails with these, imagine taking these and just chawing into the side of your skin, and blood spurting from your toe. And imagine doing that because you have to relieve like swollen areas, or basically just have to chaw into your skin to kind of get into where the nail is. Like the nail's in there and you can feel it, and you just have to like this is fucking medieval torture, people. This is Stephen King material. And it hurts. This is not like, I'm not like, what ups? I'm doing minor surgery on myself, but I'm doing minor surgery on myself with a toenail clippers and tweezers in my bathroom or on my couch after sometimes I'm like sitting in my living room, soaking my feet for 30 minutes in a plastic bowl with hot water and Epsom salts. So possibly that the skin what I'm hoping is that the skin will break down and it will be easier to destroy. Awesome. Then, either at the end when I'm about ready to put Neosporin and a Band-Aid on them, flexible fabric, because I have a freak out about Band-Aids and I don't like sticky things, so this is about the only time I wear a Band-Aid. I will use a Q-tip and dunk it in peroxide and put it on my toe to kind of disinfect again, and then kind of also just like soak up any blood or anything like that may be remaining before I put the Neosporin on there. I was also given some topical anesthetic. This was like a sample that someone gave me. It's dental gel. That's what I'm using. Sometimes it works. Most of the time I can still feel, the toenail clippers chopping at my skin, but sometimes it dulls it a little bit. I also sometimes use alcohol swabs with benzocaine in them that are supposed to be for like diabetics who like want to numb the spot where they're injecting themselves. Most diabetics I know don't give a shit, but so yeah, that's my repertoire of torture tools that I'm using on my feet. The two things, my two big toes. This is what I'm using on the two things that I use to get around every day. I walk in the city. I don't have a car, kids, so yeah, every day I walk around on my feet, and I'm chopping them up with cosmetic tools. So, for anyone who thinks that national health care is like a bunch of shit, I would beg to differ. Because it would be great at this point if I could just throw up my hands and say, you know what, I give up. I'll be scared, and you can jack my toe with lidocaine and do your deal, podiatrist. Because this is fucking ridiculous. There's no way in hell anyone could watch me do this and be okay with it. Well, maybe if you like get, off on your torture porn watching Saw and Hostel, but I've had it. This is ridiculous. And of course, I'm not going to wear, flip-flops with both my toes with Band-Aids on them. People are going to be like, what's that all about? Oh, I have ingrown toenails that I work on for 20 minutes a day, progressing, each day. But then every day I wake up and I have to work on them again because over the night they kind of got not infected, but swollen, kind of jacked up because my body's trying to fight, take care of it by doing what it needs to do, and I have to go back in trying to get the nail back out. It's fucked. It's completely fucked because I don't have any money. That's what people do. They get along. They make do. They get by. And, so yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait for months to see a doctor. Or forever, if you don't have the money. So, yeah. I just freaked out in the bathroom. It was inside. I just kind of freaked out. What am I going to do? I didn't yell. I didn't freak out. But, anyway. Think about it, people. If you have insurance, thank your lucky stars.